I greet you all in the name of the Creator that created Ile-Ife. I am greeting all the lovers of Think Yoruba First organization, all the lovers of Yoruba prosperity, even if you are not Yoruba, but you love the prosperity of the Yoruba race. I am greeting my wonderful hosts, Abiodun and Oluwatosin. May God continue to bless you, duo. I'm greeting all the executives of TYF, both home and abroad, across the different chapters, across the different states, across the different countries. May Olodumare continue to be with you all. I'm greeting all our supporters, those that continue to pray for us, those that have ensured that we all have the strength to continue this journey. As we all know, there are vested interests who have sworn that the Yoruba people will not unite. There are vested interests who have never hidden their desire for the Yoruba people to become landless, for the Yoruba people to become conquered, for the Yoruba people to become destroyed within the space called Nigeria. As we all know, there are people who dress like us, who speak like us. Their name might be Bolaji, their name might be Temidayo, their name might be Deliverotimi, their name might be Abolade, their name might be Titilayo, but they hate the Yoruba identity. They hate the Yoruba people. They hate who the Yoruba people are. And any form of Yoruba nationalism actually is like a death sentence to them. These elements, both home and abroad, young and old, have always sworn to destroy since the days of Awolowo, to destroy those of anybody who sticks out his or her neck to do this job. This job is full of dangers, but we know Olodumare that was with the patriarchs like Oduduwa, like Oromio, like Awolowo, will also be with this generation. And I want to thank all of you. Without you, there is no us. I am humble this evening. I want to thank everybody that has defended TYF. We didn't give you money. We didn't give you positions. But we know that without you, we would have been destroyed. Those who seek to destroy us physically and spiritually, they are not resting. But due to your prayers, we continue to move on, soldier on. We want to continue fighting till the very end. We hope and pray to finish the task Awolowo started in the 40s and 50s. That is our prayer. And we hope that this generation will make the difference, which is the continuous unification of the Yoruba race into a united political bloc within West Africa, within Nigeria, all across the world, in Brazil. That is our aim. That is our objective. That is our goal. That is our agenda. And we want to do what has not been done before. We know it's the task. It's not going to be easy, but there's nothing unachievable. Once again, I greet you all in the name of Olodumare. To those that have supported us, that continue to support TYF, God will continue to bless you all. For those of you that despite what they've tried to say to destroy us, you continue to believe in our message that the Yoruba people deserve to control their space, to continue to protect their land. Today's topic is very straightforward. And today's topic is, are you a Yoruba tribalist or a Yoruba nationalist? Unfortunately, this topic is not a rhetorical question. It is a direct question. Are you a Yoruba nationalist or a Yoruba tribalist? Many people who call themselves Yoruba are not Yoruba. They are just Yoruba by aesthetics. They are Yoruba by convenience. They are Yoruba by name. They have no business in Yoruba nationalism. On paper, the Yoruba people look like a powerful male behemoth, not just in West Africa, not just in Africa, all across the world. But when you get closer and you use the social media as an example and see the way we behave as Yorubas, you go within our political circles, you penetrate the social cultural and social political class, you penetrate the intellectual class, you are obviously going to realize that out of the Wasobias, the Yoruba people are the weakest. I'm not saying this to scare us. I'll be saying some hard facts tonight. And I hope, brothers and sisters, you are going to take me serious. What is a tribe? What is a nation? The Yoruba people is not a tribe, but we comprise of over 30 tribes. That is the composition of the Yoruba people. Oyo, Egba, Ijebu, Remo, Ishekiri, Ondo, Owo, Akoko, Yewa, Egun, Awori. Those are tribes of the Yoruba people. I can continue to continue, Ekiti, Okun, Oworo, Ogori Magongo, Use. Those are Ifo. Those are the different tribes that make up the Yoruba nation. So those are tribes. So when they say, what is your tribe? Your tribe is, my tribe is Oyo. What is my ethnic nationality? My ethnic nationality is Yoruba. So it's like me talking to one of the hosts and say, what is your tribe? For instance, Tosin, our tribe is Akoko, but our ethnic nationality is Yoruba. Ishekiri is a tribe, but the ethnic nationality is Yoruba. And this is not a strange occurrence. That is what happens to many powerful races and many powerful groups all across the world. I'll give you a good example, especially for those that are Christians in our midst. Israel is a nation. Israel is like an ethnic nationality. Israeli, the Jews. But within that block, there are 12 tribes. That is why they say the 12 tribes of Israel. Manasseh, Ephraim, Judah. So even there is, for those of you that your knowledge is basically from the Christian aspect, it's also, you have tribes. Also in the Holy Quran, when you talk about there are different Arab tribes, even it was specific that Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, there is a particular part, a tribe of the Arab tribe that he came from. Even though there are different Arab tribes throughout the world, throughout the Middle East and North Africa. Amongst the Fulanis, there are different tribes. Even though they all have a broader name, with different ethnonyms, Fula, Puyu, Vudabe, Gambari, whatsoever. It still typifies, it still talks about the Fulas. So that for it is very, very in ethnogenesis and in nation building, the ability of these disparate tribes to form a cohesive force, whether through negotiation, through intermarriage, or through war, to create one united bloc actually defines their sophistication and evolution as a people. Within the Yoruba bloc, made it from the coastal part, the northern part, the western part, and the northern and the coastal part, the northern part, and the this particular part, the eastern part. You have to understand that these different blocks are comprised of different tribes. Even the term unity in diversity actually defines the Yoruba people. Because the Yoruba, what we call the Yoruba bloc, is extremely very, very diverse. As you can see tonight, I'm speaking like a professor and I'm not talking like a nationalist. You see me in a very relaxed version, in a very, very relaxed form. Because I want people to understand and grasp what we are actually teaching. But unfortunately, during the western region, it was very easy for the Awolowo to be able to use Egbe Omo Oduduwa, to be able to use it as a cohesive block, force, glue, to create pan-Yorubanism, Pax Yorubana, which is Yoruba first, in order to create one united block. But unfortunately, due to the creation of states, a lot of Yoruba blocks have now started resorting into their tribal clannishness again. But we have to thank God that due to the threats we face within Nigeria, it has always served as a rallying call, Yoruba Ronu, for us to unite as a base and thank God for intermarriage between the different Yoruba tribes. And it has created a form of a unity amongst the different Yoruba people. Now, this is now where I'm going. For the past few days, few months, or few weeks, rather, I have observed that many people that actually portray themselves as Yoruba nationalists, they only need something to trigger them, and they are going to revert to their dark mindset. I don't want to call it dark mindset. To a default setting that they start becoming Egba supremacists, Ekiti supremacists, Oyo supremacists, Ife supremacists, Ibadan supremacists. And you start asking yourself, do we have a future with this kind of a behavior? Why exactly did our forefathers die during June 12th, Operation Wet here? What did Awolowo go to prison for? When this is all we do, and always reverting to our clannishness. And I think the different, our neighbors, for example, the Igbos, they understand these fault lines. And since the days of Zeke, they've been working hard to tear us apart along these fault lines in Nigeria. Why should a Yoruba man, because you are from Ekiti, you now throw caution to the wind and you start joining people to start mocking the Alaafin of Oyo. Because there's a kind of a rivalry between the Oni of Ife and the Alaafin of Oyo. Are you going to be comfortable if the Fulanis of the Igbos, they are mocking the Alaafin of Oyo, or you see that the Alaafin of Oyo, something bad happens to the Alaafin of Oyo, as a pan-Yorubanist, you are going to feel a sense of pain because you are a Yoruba nationalist. But if you are a Yoruba tribalist, the next thing to ma wá sọ́kàn ni pé Ọlọ́run mú yín. Because you are a tribalist. If you are a Yoruba tribalist, histories that would tear the Yoruba people apart, àwọn ìtàn yẹn lẹ máa sọ. For instance, today, I've been having back and forth with some people trying to call Lagos no man's land, trying to rewrite history, because psychological warfare is one of the important aspects of warfare. In fact, it is 40 to 50% of warfare before you even go to war. But we've seen what has happened in Nigeria, that the Igbos have declared war. The Igbo nationalists have declared war on Yoruba people. Forget when they tell you, oh no, we are attacking our leaders. It is leaders. No, your leaders represent you. You see our governors, they are the custodians of Yoruba civilization. Anybody who takes out your political leaders is actually coming to destroy you, because your governors are the new emperors. Your governors are the ones that appoint kings, appoint obas. Ever since we started this democratic and this system, in post-colonial system, from colonial, they've changed our system of reality. That is why it's extremely important for there to be a connection between the ordinary Yoruba people and the political class, and the socio-cultural, socio-political class, and the political class, and the intellectual class, the technocratic class, and the political class, and the philosophical part, the philosopher class, which can also double as the intellectual class within the Yoruba race, and the political class. That was why Chief Obafemi Awolowo was was successful. The likes of Awolowo, they were Yoruba nationalists. Akintola was a Yoruba nationalist. People like Adelabu, they were tribal nationalists. People like Sunday Awoniyi was a tribalist. People like Olushola Saraki was a tribalist. They do not see the reason why Ilorin people should be part and parcel of the Yoruba Commonwealth. So they worked without any conscience to destroy everything Awolowo built. So Sunday Awoniyi wanted to ensure that the Oko people do not have any part within the Yoruba Commonwealth. Oko Tiebo, another Ishekiri man, who was, and Ishekiri are Yoruba people, did not see any reason why he should be part and parcel of the Yoruba Commonwealth. They were tribal nationalists, and they did serious damage to the Yoruba race. So somehow I believe that Chief Obafemi Olusegun Obasanjo is a tribal nationalist. He's an Owu man. Even before Egba, he's an Owu nationalist, not a Yoruba nationalist. Mention Owu, where Obasanjo is going to stand up and start going helter-skelter. For Yoruba issues, they are not concerned. It is better to be ruled by our enemies than allow tribal nationalists to determine our future. A lot of people actually do not know that they are tribal nationalists. Some people actually don't know that they are tribalists. And I know, the last topic we had on Saturday is, how do we stop tribalism in Nigeria? That's a very funny topic. With what we're doing now, a lot of people will now understand what tribalism actually means. A Yoruba man being a tribalist in Nigeria is like a nuclear bomb for the survival of the Yoruba people. It's destructive. Unfortunately, amongst those who call themselves Yoruba nation agitators, Awoists, conservatives, even Abina Fenifere with almost all the Yoruba nationalist organizations, majority of them are tribalists. You just need something to happen and they start telling you you are Oyo. And we know you guys are thieves. Oh, you guys are useless. Oh, you just need something to trigger them. You start saying, oh, our new office is Abore Odua. You just need something to trigger them before they start reminding you that Oromia Keshamodudua, all sorts of terrible things. And when they engage in this self-destructive behavior, you cannot use anything to stop them. Why? Because they are Yoruba tribalists. You are going to see clowns say, kò sí nǹkan tó kàn mí ní ọ̀rọ̀ Èkó, tó bá ti pèsè Èkìtì lèmi wà ń tèmi, kò sí nǹkan tó kàn mí, kò sí nǹkan tó kàn mí pẹ̀lú ọ̀rọ̀ Ọ̀yọ́, Oǹdó lèmi wà ń tèmi, kò sí nǹkan tó kàn mí pẹ̀lú ọ̀rọ̀ Èkó, Ogun State, k'Ogun State ṣáà ti survive. That is a tribalist. Tribalists love to use the term Southwest instead of using Yoruba land. They don't care. Táwọn Fúlàní ò bá pa gbogbo millions of Yorùbá tó wà ní Kogi àti Kwara, kò sí nǹkan tó kàn wọ́n. Ìṣẹ̀kírí ò bá go extinct, kò sí nǹkan tó kàn. In fact, we tell you pé ẹ fà àwọn ìṣẹ̀kírí lẹ̀, ẹ fi wọ́n lẹ̀, kò kàn. Because a tribalist is very clannish, is very selfish, is very diabolical. They are short-sighted, myopic people. That is tribalist. A tribalist will say, Western region, Southwest, yẹn ló kàn wá, kò sí nǹkan tó kàn wá, àwọn Yorùbá tó wà side yẹn, problem wọn nìyẹn. That's a tribalist. They are selfish. They have no business in Yoruba nationalism. And if we don't properly start calling it out and stating it the way it is, a lot of you are going to fall into their trap and you are not going to know you are dealing with tribalists. Tribalists are very dangerous people. A tribalist, if there is a Yoruba organization, a tribalist will be so conscious. Wípé àwọn tó máa fi sí position nínú organization or any institution, Èkìtì, Ondo, ó lè pa àkókò ni, àkókò ló máa kó síbẹ̀. Ó lè pa Ọ̀yọ́ ni, Ọ̀yọ́ ló máa kó síbẹ̀. A tribalist. Oh, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has approved a federal medical center in Ibadan, for instance. The next thing, kò ní lọ sọ into máa kọ́kọ́ sọ ńbẹ̀, kò ní sọ congratulations. A tribalist will say, ṣé Ìbàdàn nìkan wá ni? Wọn ò kú ṣe nǹkan fún wa ní àkókò. Ṣé Ìbàdàn nìkan ni àwọn nìkan ni Yorùbá tó wà ń bẹ̀ ní ìtàmásọ nìyẹn? That's a tribalist. A nationalist will say, Ọlọ́run ṣeun. Torí a nationalist mọ̀ pé tóun bá lọ bá ẹnìkan lè sign state of origin fóun bẹ̀. Kò rẹ̀ sẹ́ni tó máa bi òun pé ṣé òun jọmọ Ìbàdàn àbí òun ṣọmọ Ìbàdàn. Torí òun lè claim ẹ̀, òun ń ṣe àjòjì ń bẹ̀. Ó dẹ̀ mọ̀ pé tó bá dáa fún Ọ̀yọ́, ó dáa fún gbogbo ìran Yorùbá ni. A nationalist believe in the Yoruba collectivism. A tribalist do not care. They don't care. Tribalists were very destructive gan. Kò sírú knowledge tó lè wà lórí tribalists. Wọn gbọ́dọ̀ jẹ́ kí wọ́n speak for you. Ṣé rí gbogbo àwọn tó ń represent Yorùbá politically, unfortunately, they are tribalists. Now, tribalists ní Gẹ̀rẹ́gbẹ̀lẹ̀ kó wà. They are tribalists. They are Èkó first. Ẹ̀rí pé wọ́n sọ irú Chinedu Rosevivor is an Èkó tribalist. Ṣé ló ń pe gbogbo àwọn Yorùbá yòókù ní àjòjì gòdògbò? Pé àwọn náà ń take position wọn. Ó yẹ ti Yorùbá ni ó fẹ́, àwọn Yorùbá ẹgbẹ́ ló fẹ́ pa, ló fẹ́ lé dànù. Ibo ò bá take over gbogbo resources ẹ̀ kò kàn. Yorùbá ẹgbẹ́ ní problem ẹ̀. He was raised to be a tribalist. And tribalism comes from two ways. You're a Yoruba tribalist. Two things. No man if you mind Yoruba tribalist. It comes from the position of inferiority complex and superiority complex. Now, inferiority complex ni pé akilo máa ń ṣe àwọn ọ̀yọ́ ẹ̀yìn àwọn ọ̀yọ́ ẹ̀ nìkan ni ṣé àwọn ọ̀yọ́ ẹ̀ nìkan ni kí ló máa ń ṣe wọ́n gan náà wọ́n tẹ̀sí máa ń fi lára wọn jù. So inferiority complex ni ẹ. A normal Yoruba man should never have that level of inferiority complex. You are going to be at peace with other Yorubas. But there are also supremacist context. That's another Yoruba tribalist. Àti ṣe bí Ọ̀yọ́ láàrí, yeah, àmọ́. Aláàfin ni gbogbo ọba aládé gbogbo ọba Yorùbá kìnìkan. We don't need that in 2025. Need it. Oh, your empire, where we know. The empire days is gone. We can talk about it historically. Good. You cannot create, we are build Amkwan Use, Akoko Edo, Ishekiri, Anko Ewe, Ga, Anko Sino Commonwealth Yoruba. We want to build a united Odudua. After even Benin and try that to go Emma Bewato Kolori table. You are part of us, the house of Odudua. Anybody, any go, Lama Waka money, and the Kolori Oba Yoruba. Yosikosinton Debe. We are all equal. We are all equal. If you are doing that, tribalists, near. You're a tribalist. Type of one other ni. Àwọn Ọ̀yọ́ olórí burúkú ni wọ́n. Àwọn Ọ̀yọ́ olórí burúkú ni wọ́n. Ní sùúrù. No. Tribalist ni ẹ. Torí tó bá ṣẹlẹ̀ sọ́yọ́, ó ṣẹlẹ̀ sí wọn náà. Ọ̀rọ̀ ìṣẹ̀kírì. Mo fẹ́ lè develop hypertension for many months because I was last year. That was what TY 50% last year. Ṣe nìyẹn ọ̀rọ̀ ṣẹ̀kírì ni. In fact, one of the chiefs, the palace chiefs in Warri asked me, "Why do you love us this way?" The only time we saw somebody that loved us this way was when we met Awolowo in 1996. When we met Frederick Fashion, OPC. They told me that they are so grateful they feel loved, that they've never denied their Yoruba race, their Yorubaness. And it is just, if you're an Awoist, you are going, the last outing Obafemi Awolowo went to before he died was he went to Warri. That was where the last outing Obafemi Awolowo went to. Because Obafemi Awolowo was working hard to bring back Ishekiri into the fold. Because Baba Timon tó máa ṣẹlẹ̀ sí wọn lọ́jọ́ iwájú. Now, how do we change a Yoruba tribalist to a Yoruba nationalist? Only go, because some people, and you cannot save some people. You cannot save some people. Irú Adelabu Penkele Messi, Ibadan People's Party, Lolo create. He was an Ibadan nationalist. I'm wrapping up. He was an Ibadan nationalist, which was detrimental to what Chief Obafemi was building. Ẹlòmíì wà Yoruba Ògbómọ̀ṣọ́ nationalist ni. Wọ́n máa pa ìtànkìtàn tó rán fẹ́ jogún kógún. Ògbómọ̀ṣọ́ nationalist ni. Kò rí rẹ̀ gan bí Ọ̀yọ́ mọ́, but it's also part of the Ọ̀yọ́ stock. Ẹlòmíì wà Ìwó nationalist ni. Ẹ má rẹ́rìn o. Ẹlòmíì wà Òṣogbo nationalist ni. Òṣogbo bó ṣe kéré tó yẹn, Òṣogbo nationalist ni. Àbá ti ní kẹ́bìtì ṣáà ti wà okay. Kí nǹkan kọ́ láti mọ́ ṣòṣogbo, I'm okay. Torí ẹ̀ ló fi easy. Tẹ́ bá wo àwọn ọmọ tó máa ń defend Ṣèyí Mákindé lórí social media. Wọ́n máa ní don't bring tribalism from Lagos to Ibadan. Ibadan, we are different. No. They are myopic, they are daft. They don't see beyond they don't even understand. But let me now shock you. Ṣé rí gbogbo àwọn tó ń jẹ́ tribal nationalists yìí tó bá dàsìkò federal election gbogbo wọn máa ń di Yorùbá nationalists. Ibẹ̀ lẹ ti máa mọ̀ pé they know what they are doing. Because after election, before election, they are Ekiti, kìnìkan, Ẹ̀bàjẹ́, Ìjẹ̀bú, they are stingy. Ìjẹ̀bú láhùn, Ìjẹ̀bú are stingy. In time àgbọ̀ nìyẹn, tó bá ti di 6 months to the exam, Yorùbá to the exam to the election. Àwọn tó bá jẹ́ politics láàrin wọn. Òtọ́ máa fẹ́ ṣe agenda, àwọn fẹ́ ṣe Yorùbá nation agenda. Yorùbá ronú o. Gbogbo ọmọ Oòduà káàkiri Odúró orí state mẹ́jẹ̀ẹ̀jọ Kwara Kogi Ògùn ẹ̀yin ẹ máa bọ̀ ẹja come together. Máa wò pé ṣé ìṣepá àwọn pípì ìlarun ọpọlọ. Lẹ́yìn tó yẹ pé 6 months ago or 1 year ago ṣe lẹ ń yaṣọ mọ́ra yín lọ́rùn tẹ́ ń borúkọ ara yín jẹ́ all of a sudden nísìnyí ẹ ti di Yorùbá parapọ̀. Torí ẹ̀ mo fi wá rí i pé a ní láti bára wa sọ̀rọ̀. So that a bá ti ráwọn tó ń wùwà rádànàdàn báyìí láàrin wa, a lè pè wọ́n jáde pé you are a supremacist, you are a tribalist. Ọ̀tá Yorùbá ni ẹ́. Torí tí a bá kéèjì àwọn tribalist láàrin wa yìí, wọ́n máa dáná sun ìran Yorùbá. Ẹlòmíì wà, in tó gbé sórí ojú Ìjẹ̀bú lọ, kò sí nǹkan tó kàn pẹ̀lú other people. Ẹlòmíì wà, in tó gbé sórí kò ju Ẹ̀gbá lọ. Ẹlòmíì wà, Àwórì ni. Intan sọ yẹn o, kò lè understand intan sọ. Kí Àwórì ẹgbẹ́ ẹ̀ mọ hùwà burúkú kò ní call it out. Toró lóyà sí Àwórì agenda yẹn ju the pan Yorùbá agenda lọ. Ẹlòmíì wà Èkìtì ni. Èkìtì tribalist ni. You know Èkìtì can do any wrong. Ó máa fojú fò ni. Ṣùgbọ́n tó bá yẹ pé ẹni tó ṣe wá láti Ọ̀yọ́, ó wá láti Kwara, ó wá láti Kìíní, ẹ mú àdá, ẹ mú petrol, ẹ mú ìṣáná, ẹ ṣáṣí. We are talking from experience o. Torí ẹ̀ ni àwọn Igbos, Zikistem Bui, wọ́n ló fi ní audacity láti máa challenge yín nílé ilẹ̀ Yorùbá because wọ́n mọ̀ àwọn ọ̀rọ̀ tá à ń sọ àwọn kan sọ in their cocoons pé táwọn bá dá ogun sílẹ̀ lÉkòó Yorùbá Ògùn àti Ọ̀yọ́ are not coming to help. Bọ́mọ̀ in tó ń gbìyànjú in tí wọ́n tó ń fún wọn ní audacity nìyẹn pé Yorùbá wo àwọn Benin náà dẹ̀ mọ̀ ṣé wọn bára wa ni wọ́n. Wọ́n sọ pé Ọ̀wọ̀ is not Yorùbá, Ondo is not Yorùbá, Àkókó is not Yorùbá. Nígbà tí wọ́n mọ̀ pé àwọn èèyàn burúkú kan bẹ láàrin wa. Who are more Àkókó tribalists than Yorùbá tribalists? Ẹ wá dúró social engineering tá a ṣe pẹ̀lú àwọn ìṣẹ̀kírì. Tá a fi make sure pé àwọn tribalists àárín wọn a lé wọn kúrò. A jẹ́ wọ́n ní voice. Àwọn tó wá jẹ́ Yorùbá nationalist àárín wọn bí Rwanda. Àwọn yẹn la ń try láti make sure pé bí àwọn yẹn bí Lord of Warri, àwọn bí Rone Ìjòlómí. Àwọn yẹn la ń gbìyànjú láti bring together. So tomorrow we are going to talk more on how do we undo the tribalists in our midst. Way forward, what can be other causes why people have turned into this thing, and what we can do, and how we can fortify Pan Yorubana. Ẹ ṣé púpọ̀. I'm going to hand over to the host. Ẹ ṣé.